Welcome back. Next one, role of international organizations in the development of cooperative movement all around the world. So until now we have discussed about the concept of cooperation, how the cooperation concept was introduced in different parts of the world, and what are the methods and movements have been implemented, which one were success, which one were failure, and we have studied in detail the cooperative activities that has went through the African continent. So in this module we will be discussing about many organizations that has made vital contribution towards the development of cooperative movement all around the world. We have discussed some of the organization during our discussions and sessions previously. In this module we will discuss in detail each of the organizations. International Labour Organizations, otherwise known as ILO. We have heard about ILO in numerous cases in the previous sessions. So about the ILO, it was a UN agency introduced organization. It was organized in 1999. The aim of this organization is to bring together government, employers and workers representatives of its member countries. So the member countries of UN means at that time is 187 members. Now it is more than that. So 187 employers, governments and workers representatives of 187 member countries to set labor standards, unified rules and regulations, development policies and formulate programs for the decent work for all women and men. For that purpose only, the International Labour Organization was introduced. And it is a tripartite UN agency. Tripartite means it's a three-member agency. Three-member agencies means it's a combination of three main groups. That is known as tripartite UN agency that gives equal voice to workers, employers and government. That is known as tripartite. Workers, employers and government, to promote social justice and peace for the workers. Not only workers, employers and employees as well as government. And also for setting various labor standards. Not only setting labor standards, it also, the International Labour Organization has taken tremendous steps for formulating programs, policies and to promote social protection of workforce as well as social related and work related issues. For that purpose only International Labour Organization was set up. So let us go to the area. In 1919, the constitution was drafted by Labour Commission set up by the Peace Conference. That was done in first one in Paris and later in Versailles. In that meetings, the idea for International Labour Organization was first drafted. That is how the idea was emerged. The chairman was Samuel Gompers, head of American Federation of Labor in the United States. Apart from him, it also consists of representatives from Belgium, Cuba, Czechoslovakia, France, Italy, Japan, Poland, UK and United States. At the time, these were the members who had taken initiative at the initial phase. The constitution reflects the ideas of International Association for Labour Legislation organized in Basel in 1901. And the idea was first formulated by two main industrialists. You are familiar with one industrialist, he was Robert Owen, and another one is Daniel Legrand. These two famous industrialists has advocated to the formulation of such an organization. From those two persons only, the idea for International Labour Organization formulated. And why they implemented an idea for setting up of such an organization, so as to promote security and social justice and humanitarian concept for the weaker sections. At that time, weaker sections were working class. So this is how the idea for International Labour Organization came into being. And the International Labour Organization, as I mentioned earlier, it brings together government, employers and workers. That is known as tripartite. Workers representatives of 187 member countries to set labour standards, development policies and to formulate programs to promote decent work for all working class. This is also mentioned earlier. It is a tripartite UN agency, workers, employers and government, three parties. That is known as tripartite. Their ultimate objective was to promote social justice and peace for the working class. Not only working class, for the men and women or the personnel associated with that. So let us discuss about the objectives. What were the objectives of this organization? The main objective of the organization is to set standards, principles and right of work. So this was the first objective, to set standards with regard to working environment or work related activities, principles and right of work. That was the first objective. Second one, to find out more opportunities for men and women for decent employment and income. So how the men and women can get decent employment and income? What are the opportunities that can be provided to these men and women? That was the next objective of ILO, to find out more opportunities for the men and women for decent employment and income. Next one, promote social protection in work and increase importance of social justice. That is an important necessity with regard to the working class. To promote social protection in work and increase importance of social justice. And next one, tripartism and social justice enhancement. Tripartism means the involvement of three main groups, and the social justice enhancement. How to maintain and implement social justice in work area or working class or working people with regard to the working area likewise. So these are the main objectives of International Labour Organization. And International Labour Organization not only set these objectives, it also provide expertise knowledge with regard to the work suitable for their livelihood. So depending upon the nature of the working class or the need of the working class, the ILO will offer expert knowledge with regard to what kind of job they had to do, what kind of area they have to concentrate. Likewise, that expertise knowledge information will be shared by the ILO to the concerned working group. Apart from that, the ILO offers its services by way of, first one, formulation of policies and programs to promote human rights, good working conditions. Apart from these objectives, formulation of policies and programs so as to promote human rights as well as good working conditions of the working class. Usually at that time, the condition of the working class is very pathetic, and ILO has taken necessary steps for improving their conditions. Next one, setting up of international labor standards to promote humanitarian concept. During that time, the working class was the most exploited group and their condition was very pathetic. So in order to implement a justice oriented work environment, the ILO has set up international labor standard that has followed uniformly all across the world to promote humanitarian concern, mainly for protecting the condition of the working class. It provides technical assistance in social policy and administration and in workforce training. It provides not only providing means setting plans and policies and programs, it also provides technical assistance in social policy and administration and in workforce training. It also provides necessary expert knowledge and support with regard to training as well as administration of the working class. It supports the cooperative organizations and rural industries. For improving the conditions of the working class, cooperative organization has to be maintained and the rural industries has to be entertained and encouraged. The ILO collects and compiles the labor statistics or details with regard to labor and conduct research on social problems of international competition, unemployment, underemployment, labor and industry relations and technological change including automation. So it keeps on conducting research with regard to the change in the environment of the working situation. How the technological change or automation can affect the condition of the working class or working people or working environment. How underemployment affect their condition, how unemployment affect their condition, how competition has and whether it has a positive impact or a negative impact. All kinds of changes are analyzed in detail, research are conducted, and on the basis of which ILO will set various plans, policies, standards for the improving the condition of the working force, for implementing social justice so as to provide a peaceful environment. So these were the services offered by ILO. Next one, helps to protect the right of international migrants and organized labor. In the present scenario, one of the main issues with regard to various countries is migrants. A lot of immigrants are there in different countries. People from one country will migrate to another country for better job situation or better working situation, for improving their standard of living likewise. So ILO has taken necessary steps to protect the rights of international migrants, because migrants or immigrants means any foreigners coming to another country, not a native of a particular country, that is known as immigrants. When one person migrates to another place, that person is known as immigrants. Condition of the immigrants also is pathetic in some situations and scenarios. So ILO has taken necessary steps to protect the rights of the international migrants and organized labor. And apart from that, the ILO has provided many services for the improving the condition of the working situation. So next one, constitution. How the ILO is constituted? What is the structure? International Labour Office is the permanent secretariat of ILO. All activities are conducted from the office under the scrutiny of General Body and Director General. There are 2,700 officials from different nations or member nations and various field officers throughout to work. And we have also mentioned that it is a tripartite organization to discuss matters of labor and for fixing standards, consisting of representatives of employees, workers and government to formulate policies regarding labor. So that was a constitution with regard to the ILO. Next one, ILO Director General. ILO's Director General is a top. He undertakes charge of office from October 2012. He conducts the day-to-day activities of the organization such as social protection, fight against poverty and many other issues with regard to the workforce. He also undertakes activities such as economic crisis and humanitarian concept or issues that are pertaining in its member countries. The Administrative Tribunal of International Labour Organization otherwise known as ILO, is a contemporary of the Administrative Tribunal of the League of Nations, which hears the complaints against the Secretariat and International Labour Office. So apart from Director General or any other Secretariat office, there is an administrative tribunal. The main activity of tribunal is hearing the complaints and issues against the Secretariat and ILO. Even though ILO and Secretariat is a top or apex one head, there might be complaints with regard to the operations of these agencies. So administrative tribunal is the one that hears the complaints against these ILO and the Secretariat. And ILO is a major source of information, analysis and guidance for the work. Research is conducted to get standards and technical operations. ILO Constitution and Center are specialized departments of the organization which provide support to ILO office at its headquarters as well as the various offices around the world. ILO constituted an International Institute for Labor Studies. It promotes research and public discussions in the matter of labor, business and government that are taking place in its member countries. In the initial stages of ILO was mainly concerned with legislative and research activities so as to promote proper standards for labor legislation for the member states, and with arranging collaboration among workers, employers and government, otherwise known as tripartite, delegates and ILO professional staff. It also solves the problem of unemployment, underemployment, and it also deals with the problems created by the liberalization of international trade. Even though liberalization has brought many advancement and the positive impacts for the development of various countries, it also has its negative impacts. And various issues that are created by the liberalization of international trade, child labor, working conditions and environment, ILO also solves problems created by the liberalization of international trade and problems with regard to child labor and working conditions. So these are the various activities with regard to ILO, its constitution, its objectives and its initial stage scenarios. So we can say that ILO, after its initiation, it has taken many tremendous steps and ideas, programs and policies for improving the social work life of the people all across the globe. It has set standards, taken actions against humanitarian issues and still also deals with many issues with regard to the workforce. So this was one institution or organization, international organization that has taken necessary actions for the development of cooperative movement in different parts of the world. We will discuss in detail about another important agencies or organization in the next sessions. Until now, just go through these areas, identify more points with regard to International Labour Organization and try to update the number of members with regard to that and many new points with regard to International Labour Organization. So just go through it. We will discuss in the next session.